Antisemitism is hostility, discrimination, or hatred directed against Jewish people, sometimes for their religion, sometimes for their ethnicity. This prejudice has a long, painful history, shifting forms over centuries. In ancient times, it was rooted in religious differences. In the Middle Ages, it intensified, with Jews blamed for plagues and economic woes leading to violence and isolation. By the 19th and 20th centuries, anti-Semitism became racial, falsely labeling Jews as an inferior race, culminating in the Holocaust, where 6 million Jews were murdered. Today, anti-Semitism persists in conspiracy theories, vandalism, online hate, and attacks on visibly Jewish people. Sometimes it hides in criticism of Israel that crosses into hatred of Jews as a whole. Recognizing these forms, old and new, is crucial to challenging this prejudice. Understanding anti-Semitism is the first step toward stopping it. Its adaptability makes it persistent, but awareness can break the cycle. The fight against anti-Semitism is ongoing, requiring vigilance and education. We must learn from history to prevent its repetition. Only by confronting these prejudices can we build a safer, more respectful world. The responsibility to challenge anti-Semitism belongs to all of us. Together we can work toward a future free from hate. The Bible is a sacred text for Jews and Christians, offering faith and guidance. The Jewish Tanakh and the Christian Old Testament share stories and laws. Christians add the New Testament, telling of Jesus and the early church. For billions, these texts are holy and inspiring. Yet throughout history, the Bible has also been misused to justify prejudice and violence. Verses have been twisted to support wars, slavery, and oppression, including anti-Semitism. Certain New Testament passages were interpreted to divide Christians and Jews, fueling centuries of hostility. Early Christian leaders sometimes portrayed Judaism negatively to assert their faith's superiority. This led to teachings like supersessionism, the idea that Christians replaced Jews as God's chosen people. Such interpretations laid a foundation for treating Jews as outsiders. Recognizing the Bible's dual role, as a source of wisdom and a weapon, demands responsibility in interpretation. Acknowledging this history doesn't diminish faith, it calls for careful, informed reading. We must distinguish between the Bible's core messages and harmful misreadings. By reclaiming the text from hate, we can use it to build understanding. The Bible's true power lies in its ability to unite, not divide. Responsible interpretation is key to preventing its misuse. One of the most damaging misinterpretations of the Bible is the accusation that Jews are responsible for Jesus' death, the deicide charge. This idea, rooted in a single verse from Matthew, was used for centuries to justify hatred and violence against Jews. It became ingrained in Christian culture, fueling persecution and pogroms. The notion of collective eternal guilt is a profound injustice, based on a flawed reading of Scripture. Such misinterpretations have had devastating real-world consequences. Rejecting this myth is essential for healing and understanding. The New Testament often portrays the Pharisees as hypocrites, creating a harmful stereotype. This caricature was extended to all of Judaism, painting it as legalistic and cold, while Christianity was seen as loving and gracious. In reality, the Pharisees were diverse teachers dedicated to making the Torah relevant to daily life. The debates between Jesus and the Pharisees were typical of vibrant Jewish discourse, not evidence of corruption. This negative portrayal fueled the idea that Christianity replaced a failed Judaism. Such stereotypes have alienated Jews and Christians and obscured the Jewish roots of Christianity. Understanding the true history helps bridge divides and fosters respect. To correct the Christ-killer myth, we must look at history. The Romans, not the Jewish people, had the authority to execute Jesus. Pilate made the final decision. The crowd before Pilate was likely small and unrepresentative, not all Jews. The phrase, "His blood be on us," was a legal formula, not a curse on future generations. Jesus, his disciples, and earliest followers were all Jewish. This was an internal conflict. The Pharisees were not monolithic or hypocritical. They were respected teachers, ancestors of modern rabbinic Judaism. Their debates with Jesus reflected normal Jewish intellectual life. After the temple's destruction, the Pharisaic tradition helped Judaism survive. Negative stereotypes in the New Testament reflect later tensions, not the reality of Jesus' time. Reading these passages without context leads to misunderstanding. Recognizing the historical setting is crucial to accurate interpretation. Understanding these corrections helps prevent prejudice. Context transforms how we read and relate to these texts. Modern scholarship has transformed our understanding of these biblical texts. Jewish, Christian, and secular scholars now work together to uncover the historical context of the New Testament. Many Christian denominations have officially rejected the deicide charge and repented for past antisemitism. The Catholic Church's Nostra Aetate and similar statements from Protestant groups mark a new era of respect. Jewish scholars have helped Christians appreciate the richness of Second Temple Judaism. Scholars like Amy Jill Levine show that Jesus' teachings are deeply rooted in Jewish tradition. This scholarship reveals a shared, positive history between Judaism and Christianity. Responsible reading means asking, who wrote this, when, for whom, what was happening at the time. By separating original meaning from harmful interpretations, we reclaim the Bible as a source of wisdom. This approach heals old wounds and builds bridges. Critical, informed reading prevents the Bible from being used as a weapon. Together, we can move forward with greater understanding. Interpreting ancient texts like the Bible requires care, humility, and a commitment to truth. We must teach and read these stories with historical context, rejecting myths that fuel prejudice. Highlighting the Jewishness of Jesus and his followers is essential. Responsible teaching prevents anti-Semitism from taking root in new generations. Individuals should seek diverse perspectives and question passages that seem divisive. Mature faith engages critically with Scripture, seeking understanding over easy answers. The goal is a future of peace and mutual respect among all faiths. The Bible's core messages, justice, mercy, compassion, and love, should unite us. By rejecting harmful interpretations, we ensure our sacred texts build bridges, not walls. Education, dialogue, and shared humanity are the path forward.